Have you ever found yourself caught in the same situation for a long period of time? For example, you are in a job which you want to leave, but you're not applying for a new job, or you're in a relationship that you're neither working on nor leaving it, or you're suffering some mental illness, for example, depression for a long time. You are going to therapy, but you are convinced that nothing seems to work out. In this case, there must be something else that must be working subconsciously, maybe. So one thing I want to clarify in this video, I'm not talking about certain things that people find trapped into. There are certain situations, abuse, loss, poverty, any other thing that people are suffering, and that require empathy and compassion and slow work. But what happens is sometimes that work doesn't happen. You do not change any situation because deep down you have got trapped into a victim identity, which it becomes very difficult to find out. Forget about working on it. So through this video, if you can find yourself that there must be a subconscious block, then you can ask yourself few questions and see if that is not a blockage that you're suffering from. So what happens is that we suffer and we don't become attached to the suffering. We become attached to the identity that we acquire because of that suffering. So everything that happens to us leaves us with certain wounds, certain experiences, and it also shapes an identity. But what happens, that identity starts benefiting us in certain way. For example, changing the job means it would require us to leave that identity. For that, it would require me to accept some failure or certain emotion or pain or loss of certain things. Accepting that somebody has gone would require me to feel that loss, sit with it. So sometimes what happens, that identity is working as self-protection against something more deeper. It might make us depressed, it might make us any more vulnerable. So self-protection is the one way that we are benefiting from by having that identity. Second thing is, it works as secondary gains. For example, people around us are giving us care, showing compassion. They are very softer with us. They're not pushing us so much. Or they have changed. For example, I had a strict father, but ever since I am suffering, they don't expect much, that just the basic. So that is also a gain, because we are not having to prove ourselves and give excuses or justify. It becomes somewhat comfortable. So what happens, this comfort is called learned helplessness, because consciously we want to get out of that suffering, but subconsciously we have also start becoming settled into it. We start liking that process. We get comfortable in that pain. So we subconsciously try to get back to the same place where we started from. So it helps us from not going beyond it. And the other thing is, it might be very shocking, but we sometimes carry the fear of recovery, because what if we recover? The moment you will find that some treatment is working or it is exposing something, and you will fear that. So you will fear getting recovered, because it would mean taking back the responsibility, resuming some roles, the same pressure which you might be subconsciously escaping because of that identity. So it is very important that we do not form an identity. We have to ask ourselves, am I seeking help, or am I become attached to the identity who seeks help? So we just like the idea of seeking help with it going nowhere. So we need to be very careful. It works as a poison subconsciously, and it keeps us stuck around. So I hope this video can help you get over it, if there is anything like that. If you have any other suggestion, please do let me know in the comment section.